and welcome to the all-new Inside Charlottesville, your source for community updates from local city staff. I'm Afton Schneider, the Director of Communications and Public Engagement for the City of Charlottesville. On this episode, we'll hear from City Chief of Police, Michael Kochis, and Fire Chief, Michael Thomas, with the first of monthly updates from their respective departments. We'll take a look back at the 12th annual Tom Tom Festival, celebrating art, music, culture, ideas, and the future of our community. Director of Charlottesville Area Transit, Garland Williams, provides updates on the recent electric bus demonstration hosted by CAT. And we get to know a member of your city government, Director of Economic Development, Chris Engel.
Hello, Charlottesville. This is Sam Sanders. I'm the city manager, and I'm here on the spot. This is a segment for our new show, Inside Charlottesville. It'll be an opportunity for me to come before you and just share a few updates, talk about a few things that may be happening in the city, and it might also be a chance for me to introduce you to some of the team members who are doing the work for you here in our city. I'm coming to you live from the Charlottesville Community Media Center, and I thought I would just talk a little bit about why this is important to me. I think it's important for us as a city to be transparent and to really engage with our community. This program will be an opportunity for us to bring you information, get feedback from you, respond to that, and in turn, the community is more engaged. And that is important to us. It is also why we're bringing back our citywide newsletter. We think this will be an important resource for you to be able to stay informed. And it's important for us to be able to hear from you right now as to what are some of the things that you'd like to have us share information about. You can go to our website at charlottesville.gov, or you could also send us an email at communications@charlottesville.gov.
I just want to again highlight that a lot of what Tom Tom is trying to accomplish by positioning a week where everyone in the community can come think about the future, that we do so from different perspectives, different industries, different skill sets, and the magic of a moment when everyone can come together to think about the future is that it creates connections that don't otherwise occur.
I just learned so much in sitting in these meetings. I would just absorb it all, but I did it not with the mindset that later on down the road I was going to be on the school board or being on city council. I did it because I wanted to make a difference in the community. It's a lot going on, but I really feel that the Lord has prepared me to take on this leadership position with all the different experiences on the boards and school boards, those meetings. I feel like I have a voice in different parts of the community.
There is this dance that I'm finding local governments are trying to figure out how to do when they want to be equitable and when they want to consider how to ensure that all of their community is receiving resources, opportunities, chances, prioritization, and things like streets and road fixes. How do you do that and still balance out what's going on in the world? We can't unfortunately insulate ourselves as much as maybe we would like to.
We feel like it's a very exciting project in the community because it's something we want to co-create, right? We know that the local governments can't do resilience to our community. It's something that really has to be co-created together. This project will be unfolding over the next 18 months or so, and we're really looking forward to engaging the community and really co-creating solutions to building resilience.
I think it's really important to start off before we get into kind of the solutions is also just to acknowledge whatever you feel about climate change, that's okay to feel. And acknowledging that is important. And then we can move into a space of really thinking about what can we do together to help make our community more resilient and also reduce the severity of climate change.
So today we're talking about creative placemaking, and for this conversation we're defining that as helping to set the stage so that people can come together.
You know, the city, we want to do a lot of different things to make the city just and inclusive for everyone. And we put $10 million aside to help with housing and things. And so one of the ways that we can do this is to have a strong economic community. And so I want to do things to support things like the corner and the downtown mall and other emerging economic hubs. and the downtown mall is a big part of that.
A lot of folks may come in with the idea of, I want something bad to happen to the person that did this to me, right? I want a punitive response. And so there's a challenge for me, is how do I help them think about an alternate way to address the concern that may get them a result that they didn't expect or hadn't thought about before, and go through much less arduous process, much less antagonistic process with that respondent.
That's one of the other challenges that I've had is, one, people have lost faith in our ability to oversee the police. And then we also have members of the community that are afraid to come and ask for assistance because of immigration status, criminal background, that kind of thing. And so we need to be able to gain the trust of the community and just use and piggyback off of one another to get people the assistance that they require.
We've seen that CPD does a lot of community programs. You guys have conversations on the basketball court, you're doing community walks.
Yeah, so when you talk about community involvement, community engagement, I think it's important to understand what your community needs. What are the specific needs within the community of its police department, particularly in the area of community engagement, right? And so one of the things we did early on, we started doing these community walks where we get out and speak to folks in the community, where they are, in their living room, on their porch, on the sidewalk, just real organic conversations. And as we've done that, it has allowed us to form our strategic priorities, kind of our roadmap for our agency. It has allowed us to form what kind of training we need within our department based on what we hear out in the community. And it's allowed us to be able to form our community policing strategies. And some of those things we have done is, whether it be courtside chats, play basketball with kids, just having conversations and building relationships, all the different community events that we attend and go to. All of it is around the idea of trying to build relationships and being present, right? So to build relationships, you have to be present, okay? Ultimately, when you do those things, you're going to build trust. And that's what this is all about. Right, so we're going to have the events, whether it be, like I said, coffee with cop stuff, or we do in the Drug Take Community Police Academy, right? Mm-hmm. Our community action team, where I have members of the community who meet with me monthly, and we talk about our policies and watch body cam footage and unpack specific videos and incidents. And what all that is meant to do is build relationships, because we're not always going to agree on everything. But if we can build relationships and build trust, we know it's always coming from a good place. And I think that's important. And so that's what it's all about. And so we're going to continue to do it. We're going to continue to do a walk every week. And it's because that's where I need to hear what this community expects is in their space. So as we're doing that, we're able to adjust what it is we need, right? So if we're out in a community like where we had a homicide out on 12th Street, listening to folks out there, there are a few things that I heard that they want. They want cameras in their community, right? There's a lot of rental properties out there that the folks who are renting them may not be able to afford to put cameras on there, but maybe the owners of those homes can afford to put them on there, right? And so we're going to work with the owner of those homes and see about that, right? So as we continue to do these walks and get out and speak to the community, these different strategies, whether it be community policing strategies, whether it be addressing crime, they can change. We have to be able to pivot when we need to pivot.
Community Connect. We heard about this program. What's going on with that? How's it going to impact citizens? What can they expect from it?
Yeah, well, we purchased the First Due program, which Community Connect is a part of that. It's one of the best fields of that. And it's very interactive, and it's a way for the communities and the businesses to interact directly with the fire service and the first responders. It allows them to go on, log in, build a profile, update their information from a residential side any type of functional needs to the house. So when we respond there, we already know that, we have someone with this disability or this need when we come, so we can be prepared for that. If there are any pets or animals that will prevent them from gaining access, if there are any specific things that they're going to need to do to gain access. And it lets us know a little bit of the demographics about how many people are in the structure, the ages of them, and again, like I say, if there are any special needs. And for the businesses, it's a lot of the same, but a different fields. They could let us know who the contact person is for the business. So if it's after hours, we'll have someone to contact, so we don't have to force entry on the buildings. If we have alarm, when we need to go do a search inside, if they have a sprinkler go off, anything that needs, we can have a direct line contact with someone, because they can put that information on this new data system, and we'll have that information. You can go on your computer, and it's like I say, step by step. Once they do it, you create your account, you enter in the information that matters. It's a safe system, so once you put it in, there's safety features. So once you put your information in, only the fire department can view the information that you put in. It's not open to the public. So that's the main thing.
I'm Garland Williams, the Director of Charlottesville Area Transit. Charlottesville Area Transit is evolving. By 2050, we plan to be emissions-free. We are transitioning our fleet from fossil fuel vehicles to zero-emission vehicles. The goal for us is to be reliable and emissions-free by 2050. We are working with other transit agencies and during our due diligence process to look at how we evolve from where we are to a sustainable model by 2050. To that end, we are taking a trip to Champaign-Urbana, MTD, the mass transit system there. We're looking at their model. They have battery electric vehicles, hydrogen fuel vehicles, and they're the perfect example of a town that has a college presence, similar to Charlottesville Area Transit in this region. And we're going to hopefully take some lessons learned, because they are incorporating battery electric, hydrogen fuel cell, the same model that we are potentially looking at ourselves. To that end, we are powering the future by becoming emissions-free.
My name is Chris Engel. I'm the Director of Economic Development here in the Office of Economic Development for the City of Charlottesville. Oh, there's been a lot of cool projects. I think one of my favorites would be the Pavilion, the Charlottesville Pavilion, which is a public-private partnership that came to life in about 2006 and has been operating ever since. And our office helps manage that lease with the operator. And it's been really fun to see that come to life from what it was previously to what it is now, which it's an event venue that has 50 or 60 events a year of all types, and the community really embraces it, and it brings activity to downtown, which is part of what our mission as an economic development office is to do. There's lots to love about Charlottesville. A couple of things. One, it's a really vibrant place. From a professional standpoint, there's lots of different industry here and activity here. Lots of innovation, obviously connected to the university. But personally, I enjoy the outdoors, and there's nothing better than early morning sunrise trail run for me. So having the mountains accessible, and actually the Ravenna Trail, which is right in our backyard, even closer, is really fun. A fun fact is I have a commercial driver's license. I used to drive a moving van. I still have it, but don't ever use it anymore, but something most people don't know.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Inside Charlottesville. And as the city manager mentioned, we welcome your feedback on our new community newsletter. You can email us at communications@charlottesville.gov or visit our website to provide your feedback until May 17th. I'm Afton Schneider. Until next time.